Hi, Dr. Toddy. It's Ethan, and for my project, I'm going to be doing airline flight predictions. So my overall goal is to use this data set, which has flight routes and fares from 1993 to 2024. The good thing about this data set is that it has the fare average price. So let's see, what do we got to do? Introduce myself, releasing my topic. So my goal is to be able to predict how much me as the consumer should be paying for a flight from one city to another. Um, and there's a lot of good features in this data set that we could further analyze, like if the certain quarter of the year affects the fare price. The fare itself is the average fare, so I'm assuming it took all the different fares for that flight and averaged it out. I wish it gave us every single fare, but it does give us the lowest fare, so we could even look at what's the lowest possibility that I could be paying for a flight. That could be something good to look at, especially since it's not an aggregated value like the fare is, because it's the average value. So maybe I'll use this one as my what's the term I'm looking for? As the y, as the y variable. God, what's that called? Um, the target variable, yeah, target variable y. In my head, I just think x and y. But target variable, yes. So this could be a possible target variable. Has a number of passengers. Maybe the lower amount of passengers, the more money they're trying to make. I believe it does have something about the airline itself. I see like the market share. I don't know what the market share means in this case. And there's something about destination, the geo coordinates. If we wanted to do some kind of map analysis, I've done that for one of the classes where we've had like LAPD data sets for certain zones. So I mapped out like the hot zones for high crime areas. So if we want, we could do a little analysis on that. I was thinking there was something here for airlines. I was just doing this like an hour ago, so it's kind of already out of my brain. And other things, so like destination airports, we can explore that more. The data itself, I have it up here in a notebook. I've just loaded it. I'm assuming you want us to do like some exploratory data analysis for the next part, so I just left it at this, where see the data has close to 250,000 entries, and it doesn't seem to be any totally missing values. Like the GeoCities ones are missing a good 40,000, but I don't see how that could affect really anything, and a couple other things. So I think really if we just drop all NA, we could be close to around 244,000 if we're not caring about the geocoded city. I don't know if this table column is probably gonna get dropped. Doesn't seem useful. It goes by year, so it's from 1993 to 2024. So we should have a good amount of spread. Definitely need to look into the class balances between years, and specifically the cities. I think is how many like cities are spread across. Like, is it particularly just like flying to one city that this data set pertains, or do we have a good spread? So we're not like biased on like being able to predict flying into Orlando, Florida, but flying into Dallas might be less data, so you never know. Good things to look at. I did those describe here. Typically, the fare seems to be around $218, and then flying, like personally, I have the fare is between like 200 to 300, so that seems pretty like accurate. And then the fare low, that seems to average around 190. What the low is actually being $50. I thought that was interesting. So some good potential here, and it does seem that the average year in here is 2008. So I wonder if we're going to be bouncing around 2008's area more. because 75% quartile is at 2016. So that last 25% is between 2016 and 2024. So should be interesting to see. All right, I think this is only supposed to be a minute. I'm at 5 minutes. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed what I wrote. Bye.